Good morning, everybody. What a great morning it is. Super morning it is. And I'm so glad that you have included me in your day. It's time for Morning Manna. And if it's your first, second, or third time, you know the drill. We just love for you to be a part. And we always give you the text, talk, and the takeaway. And you can always share the manna. Always want to ask if you would just please share the manna so we can get the word out and speak into somebody's life. I count it an honor. Indeed, it is a great privilege to speak into your life on a daily basis about this same time. If it's your first time, let us know who you are, where you are, so we can shout you out. Send the likes and the hearts so we can get right into this morning's manna. Got a word for you on this morning. Got a word for you on this morning. It's Jeremiah 29:11. That is the text, Jeremiah 29:11. For many of you already know. For the Lord says, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Have you ever wanted to know, God, do you really have me? And God is always responding, I got you. Well, this raises the question, how is it that I can get to the point that I can receive what God has for me? And that is, I have to ask myself three questions, and that's to talk about our text. The first question is, you've got to ask yourself, is God a process God or a results God? Ask yourself, jot it down. Is God a process God or a results God? God says that I am going to never leave you, nor will I forsake you in the process. I'm not going to leave you, nor am I going to forsake you in the process. Second question is this: are you a process person or a results person? I need the end results. When I look at the little old candy that we used to eat when we were kids called Now Later, I am the now person. I don't have time for later. I want to eat all the stuff. I want to get the answer from you right now, Lord, not later. This is the third thing. The third thing, that's why we bump heads with God. In our Western culture, we tend to be a bottom line people. We want right now. We want the results right now. I prayed last night. I want the answer in the morning. And God is saying, I got you. Here is Jeremiah in a system, in a prison. And he is in the midst of a big mess. And God says, I know I have the plans for you, Jeremiah. Plans to prosper you and not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. 3 times he uses the word plans, which tells us God is into the process. The process is to build my character, to get me through it, and not so much the end. Here's the takeaway. And it all come together. The takeaway is this: God says, I know the end from the beginning. Therefore, I'm not worried about what the results are going to be. I already know what I'm going to do for you. I got you. I got you. I'm going to get you through this. But you've got to rely on me and trust me through the process. We are so caught up into the end, the blessing, the result. Get me there. And God is saying, just hold on to me because I'm a process God. I'm a process God. There's some things that are going to happen that can only happen in the process. In the process. So whatever you're going through today, whatever you're dealing with today, remember, God says, I know the end from the beginning. I'm going to get you there. I'm going to bring you to an expected end. But I'm a process God. I'm not a results-oriented God. God says, I like to practice. You like the game. You don't want to practice for the game. You just want to win the game. God says, that's not who I am. And that's why we always bump heads with God. And God is saying, I got you. I got you. Just trust me through the process. He says, I'm never going to leave you in the process. I'm never going to forsake you in the process. He says that if I'm for you in the process, who can be against you in the process? So this morning, I want you to walk in that whole thing. If you're not to the end yet, God is with you in the process, because God is a process God, and he's going to bring you to an expected end. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you. And remember, God's got you. He has you. Share the manna. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more Morning Manna. Bye now.